Hello and welcome once again, everyone. Talking about myWriteSmart inside of the Journey 17 program. Now, I'm drawing your attention where we left off from the first video to one of the writing prompts inside of my student book. Okay, and in grade 4, Unit 1, Lesson 1, my students are reading Because of Winn-Dixie. Let's say that in a traditional classroom, when my students are finished reading the story, I want them to produce a piece of writing for me during my center rotation time or during small group instruction time while I'm busy working with a smaller group of students at the reading table. I might, on the chalkboard or the whiteboard, I might list this as one of their to-do items. And maybe I just tell them to pull out a separate sheet of paper or their reader's response journals. And I have the request that they answer this question, right? Sometimes an author writes a story within a story. What is the flashback in Because of Winn-Dixie? Do you think the story would be as interesting without this flashback? Write a paragraph or two that identifies the flashback and gives your opinion of it. Now, in the past year, as we said before, we had so many schools working remotely or in a hybrid model. I don't have the opportunity to, see each of my students and have them handing in that loose leaf piece of paper or their reader's response journals. So one of the options I have, again, is assigning that myWriteSmart activity. So in this video, we're going to walk through together how we find one of those assignments and push it out to our students. So regardless of which grade level of Journey 17 we're in, everybody should see a rectangular blue browse button in the top right-hand corner. Okay, so if you're looking to push out myWriteSmart activities, you're going to find that browse button, select your grade level. Once I've selected grade 4, I'm going to click on Program Structure. And at first, I'm going to start at just the unit level. Okay, so once I click on and open Unit 1, you'll see that the 5 lessons that make up Unit 1 will populate below. But also at the same time, when I clicked on Unit 1, I got these 5 options here for unit-based assignments or assessments. So I had clicked on Unit 1. If I come over here to the whole group instruction piece, you'll see myWriteSmart, Research and Media Activity, or the myWriteSmart Performance Task, which is writing a story. Okay, once again, these are unit-based assignments. If I wanted to look for one of those day-to-day writing pieces, for example, I would kind of mimic and mirror the same thing that I just did, but I'd do it at the lesson level. So if I go to lesson, once again, the 5 days of instruction will pop up underneath lesson 1, and any of my lesson content will populate on the right-hand side. Once again, I'll just choose whole group instruction, and I have different myWriteSmart tasks. Okay, so let's just say, for example, because many of us we're new to this idea, this concept of assigning, and we're not necessarily sure that this one that we're seeing here is the actual activity that we're looking for. So you'll notice when I move my mouse and hover my mouse over the words of this assignment, it is a clickable resource. So I can click on those words and actually open the assignment to see if it is indeed what I'm looking for. And you'll notice at the top now it's telling me this is a preview mode of the assignment. So right off the bat, a nice little audio prompt telling the student what their task is. They can listen to that. They've got the their sheet of paper, so to speak, on the left-hand side. You'll notice all of the same types of features in a Microsoft Word or Google Doc, where they can bold, underline, center their work, whatever they need to do. Okay, and on the far right-hand side, for where it's applicable, and this would depend on which type of assignments and things I'm pushing out to students, you'll see that they have a number of different resources available to them. So in this particular prompt, it's calling their attention to Because of Winn-Dixie. If I click on the tab below, you can see that the students can jump right into Because of Winn-Dixie from this assignment, which is a really nice thing to be able to jump back and forth. You'll see any resources like checklists or conference forms that a student might need access to, different graphic organizers. They have an opportunity to see the rubric. If we are going to be scoring each of the different writing tasks, students will know, what they're being scored based on. Okay? For some of your longer pieces of writing, think like end of unit tasks, you'll even have the opportunity for you and your students to have conversation with some of these lower icons here. Okay, so just kind of keep in mind, you have all of these features available. Now, once you've decided, and let's just say, for example, this was the actual prompt that I wanted to push out to my students because we had just finished reading Because of Winn-Dixie, I can close out that tab. It held my spot for me. And off to the right, you see an Assign button. If I click on that Assign button, I'm going to get a page that looks like this. And just to give some background information, anytime you assign something to your students, you're going to see this exact same page. So right now I've clicked on a myWriteSmart activity, but just realize if you wanted to push out an assessment, if you wanted to push out a leveled reader or something like that, it's going to be the same process regardless of which type of resource you are pushing out to them. So maybe I just want to title this Because of Winn-Dixie, right? I'll give the assignment a name. Special instructions for the student always start with do. You can say do your best, do today, do by Friday. You can leave that section blank if you'd like. Okay. And then down below, you'll select your class. So I'm going to select my grade 4 roster of students. Notice when I clicked on grade 4, all of my students that make up that class populated there for me on the left-hand side of the screen. Okay? This way I can give it to 1 or 2 or 3 of my students, or I could just do a quick add all, which would push the assignment out to everyone. You make the choice. Okay? Then down below, it's always going to give you the day that you've pulled up this assignment as the start date. And it's always going to extend the due date out 1 week from the day. Now keep in mind, you've got the calendar icon next to both, meaning even if I want to push this assignment out the first week of May, I'm planning ahead, I have the opportunity to do that. And I can also, maybe I don't want them to have all 5 days to do it. Maybe I want it due on Thursday the 6th, right? I can do that as well. If you want it available during certain times of the day, you see that here as well, okay? And the last thing I'll call your attention to is the save button here. You can notice it's kind of grayed out. I can't click on it when it's grayed out. What the computer is telling me is that I forgot some bit of information. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's the special instructions. Nope. Right? So I added special instructions. still is not available for me to assign. Okay, so I'm going to go through here. I'm going to click on, this is going to be a reading assignment, and that's what does it. I had to give my assignment a subject. Once I did that, now you can see my save button is available to me. Okay, just kind of wanted to walk through that little troubleshooting piece because sometimes we get questions around that saying, my save button is not a clickable option. So just make sure you have all of the information from above, and then you'll see you can click save. Yes, I'd like to continue. Okay, and now that assignment will show up in my assignments list, and it's pushed out to your students. In the next video, I'll talk about what that looks like after our students get the assignment and we want to look at the work that they've done. So we hope you'll join us for our next video. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the HMH International Content Cares YouTube channel. If you're looking for more content, click on the video to the right of your screen. Welcome to our global community.